Okay, welcome to our premiere show of Straight from the Paws, presented by Forever Paws Animal Shelter. Today with me I have several board members I'd like to introduce to you. Right here is Diane Cody. She is our community outreach coordinator, Beverly Andrade, our treasurer, and Matthew Frazier, our director of marketing. Today we'd just like to give you an idea about what Forever Paws is all about. And to start that off, I want to ask Bev to give us a little history of Forever Paws.
Forever Paws began about 16 years ago, close to 17 years ago. We started as a 501c3. We operated on our old place until approximately 2003 when we moved to Linwood Street, where we're currently located. We operate by having some contracts with some communities and from owner surrenders from our own community and the surrounding communities. And basically our mission is to rescue stray, abandoned, and abused animals, and we try to give them a new leash on life.
Beverly, how many animals right now do you think we have at Forever Paws?
We can hold up to 40 dogs and about 125 cats. I believe currently we have something like 16 dogs and probably 60 cats.
Right, and we are a 501c3 as you mentioned, and we're also a very we revolve a lot around fundraising and things like that, correct?
Absolutely. Fundraising is the key to keeping the 501c3 business working. We have a lot of fundraisers starting from the very beginning of the year with our Polar Plunge in January, and we have a fundraiser every month until we reach December when we go on the New York bus trip. We actually will have that listed up on our website. The whole year is already laid out if anybody's interested.
Thanks to Matthew. Matthew, you set up all our upcoming events. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. We are so excited to invite you all into our brand new website, foreverpaws.com. Here you'll find all of our upcoming events and ways that you can basically go and donate to our shelter and also interact with the animals without even coming into our shelter. We have a bunch of videos that were just uploaded of all of our recent animals who have come into our shelter, and primarily dogs that we have videos on our website that you can view right at home. Basically what it allows you to do is really to grasp the personality of the animals before you even come into our shelter to see if they will, how they'll react, you know, because we have them playing in the play yards and jumping in and out of the shelter and running all around. It's a great experience that you can enjoy right from the comfort of your own home. And at Forever Paws, our website is geared right towards you, where you can interact with the animals, you can view our pictures from upcoming events, our recent adoptions, and also we have an in-memory page where you can submit your photos of animals who have passed on, where they'll forever be remembered on our webpage, even if they're not from Forever Paws.
Thank you, Matthew. Yeah, that's a great website. I like that part of it. It's really exciting. That is, you know, it's really, I think it's great, and we also have a lot of other things that go on at Forever Paws, but we'll take about a couple of seconds here. Diane, tell me a little bit about what you do as an outreach coordinator. Now, you know, I love to give everybody titles, and I came up with that title for you, so what exactly did that entail right now?
The purpose of our outreach program basically is to raise awareness of Forever Paws out in our community. And how we go about doing that is we bring our animals to various locations in the community, and we have lots of informational flyers that we give out. And all our dedicated volunteers, they interact with the public, they answer any questions concerning the mission of our shelter and the different programs that we implement. And this particular program would not exist if it wasn't for all the dedicated volunteers.
How many volunteers do you specifically have?
I probably have a good network of about 10 that awesome. Constantly go out and that are who I can depend on all the time.
And they really need to know a lot about our animals, so they have to be updated all the time, and they need to be knowing what's going on all the time, especially with the different animals coming out. You also have, I think, a trainer working with you.
Currently, we do have a dog trainer that comes out. She is volunteering a lot of time at the shelter, and she does come to some of our adoption days, and she showcases our animals so nicely, and people are always stopping to watch and to see what's going on.
Yeah, I enjoy when I pop in and see what's going on. I like to stand back and watch other people and just see what's going on, and it's really, I really enjoy it myself. Diane, tell me a little bit about some of the places that people can find you. throughout the, on Saturdays mostly, right?
Okay, well basically what we do is we go out the first, second, and third Saturday of every month to different locations. We have gone to Animal Instincts on Plymouth Avenue in Fall River. We go to Melissa's Pet Depot in Dartmouth. We go to 3 different sites of the different Petcos. And basically what we do is that we bring 4 to 5 animals to these locations, and we set up an off-site adoption day. And the people love to come in and see all our animals. We get a lot of attention. And oftentimes there'll be that certain person that will walk in and they'll just fall in love at that time. And they'll say, gee, I really would like to adopt that particular animal. And they end up filling out an application, and the application gets brought down to the shelter. And at that point is when the adoption process will start going through its early stages. And we bring our animals out from 11 until 3. All the volunteers that are involved, it is a all-day commitment on their part, and we get a lot of nice reinforcement from the public when we're out there.
Thank you. Beverly, community involvement. I know you're involved with community involvement. What else do you do as far as helping out Diane in the different areas?
Well, our community involvement also involves working with organizations like Bristol Community College. We have partnered with the college for the Animal Care Science program, where the students from the college will actually work at Forever Paws. We have also partnered with the Zeiterian Theater. We've worked with Victoria Stilwell, who's famous for her show on Animal Planet, It's Me or the Dog. She actually came to Forever Paws Animal Shelter and picked 10 dogs to work with her on stage for her show. And we've also worked with Little Theater. They did a play called Sophie, the Unwanted Dog, and we were a part of that show also. So we do a lot with the community.
All right, Matthew, how do we reach the community now? Because you're our guru when it comes to social media.
Well, much like our website, our Facebook and our social media tells a story. We have comments coming from all over, the United States, from Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, of people who have adopted our animals, and also they're sharing their pet stories. And we actually have a place right now on Facebook where you can share your own story about an animal that you've adopted or a pet that you've brought into your home. Or, it's such a wonderful community where people can go and even talk about pet tips, about what to do if you found a lost or, abandoned dog, or what happens if, in the cold, what should you do to prepare your animal for the cold weather? And as you can see, with the snow that's here.
Yeah.
It's very useful, and it's basically a community of pet lovers. And you can find us right online at facebook.com/Forever Paws Animal Shelter, or you can go right to our website, foreverpaws.com, and feel free to upload your own pictures and your own stories and to join in on the conversation, because we love seeing all the animals that are posted and all the comments that we receive every single day. And it's so wonderful to see Diane, all the pictures that are posted, even from the different adoption days that you provide throughout the community.
That's just something we just started, correct? Yeah.
Yes, it's something that we just started. So part of my checklist now, as soon as we go to the different locations, is we take pictures and we write a little write-up and we send them off to Mr. Media over there, Matt, and he puts them on the Facebook so everybody can view them.
That's great. That's really awesome. Now, Diane, I know you do some community schools. Can you tell me a little bit about that to tell our audience?
Yes, we do have a mentoring program at Forever Paws, and currently we have 2 Durfee High School students that are working on their senior project, and it's being overseen by the shelter. We also have been involved in the career days that are held at Durfee High School in Fall River. And recently, Morton Middle School in Fall River did a canned food drive for all of our animals at the shelter. And during the process of the time frame in which they were doing this community service project, we were invited to the school, which we went in and we brought a couple of our animals and we spent the entire day at the school. We interacted with several different classes, and while we were there with the classes, we explained to them about the life of an animal at the shelter, all the care and love in which they are given. And we also answered many animal-related questions that were asked to us. and many of the students said that they would be interested in coming down and volunteering at some point, and it was a great day by all.
I agree. I participated in a couple of those days, and it was a lot of fun. Bev, I'd like you to tell the public a little bit about some of the, since you are our treasurer, you know that we get little gifts or projects from different schools and birthdays. You want to talk a little bit about those?
Well, right now on Facebook, I believe there's a little girl named Delaney, and this is the 3rd year in a row that she has had a birthday party where all of the presents have to be animal related, and she brings them all back to the shelter. It's just awesome. And the comments from a project like that are incredible. We also have other children who do lemonade stands in the summertime, and they give their proceeds from their lemonade stand to the shelter. I kind of call them the lemonade kids. We're filling up on our website, and there's a section called, what is it, Matt?
Thank you.
The thank you section. And on that thank you section, you're going to see all the lemonade kids, all the kids who are doing that in the summertime, as well as somebody like Delaney. We also get donations from other organizations, like right here in Fall River, Rocky's Ace Hardware. They donated a supply of objects and gifts from the community and from the store and brought that all down to the shelter. I mean, we get fundraisers from a lot of communities, from a lot of organizations, and from a lot of kids. I mean, that's what we're all about.
We also get them. I know Atlantis Charter School has brought some projects in different classes and things like that. So we have different groups. Some classroom teachers sometimes donate with us. And as being 3 of us are retired teachers, we really always like to have the educational component of this. That's a really important part. I know for myself, I enjoy, right now, I'm actually mentoring 2 of the students there, and I really enjoy doing that. It's a win-win situation, I think, for everyone at the shelter. All right.
Can I just add in?
Sure.
Also, one of the things that people should know is that not only can they just donate food to the shelter, is that also we have a beautiful memorial brickway that leads up to the shelter, and also other ways that you can also donate through Network for Good on our website. If you go to foreverpaws.com, you can donate right on the main page through Network for Good, and you can make a reoccurring donation if it's something that you'd want to give monthly, or you could also have a memory brick made at our shelter, placed in memory of your pet that's actually inscribed on it.
It's inscribed, and it costs $100.
And you can view that information as well as a slew of other ways to donate on foreverpaws.com.
And let's not forget our benches also. We have some benches there too.
We do sell the in-memory benches. All 6 that I had put up are already sold, so when I get another order, I'll start making a new area for the benches to come in.
And I think that that's such a beautiful way to remember your pet or your loved one, is to have them inscribed on a bench forever that's in a wonderful place like Forever Paws that gives back to the community, and also so that others can see, you know, how much love there is to go around.
All right, thank you. We're going to take a break right now, and we'll be back in a few minutes, straight from the paws.
When you adopt, you give an animal a second chance at life and a second chance at love. Like their human counterparts, animals deserve a life of dignity and happiness, but most of all, they deserve our love. At Forever Paws Animal Shelter, we work to give animals the gift of time. Our mission is simple: place these valued animals in loving homes. A pet is a friend for life. When you believe in them, they will always believe in you. Forever Paws Animal Shelter, giving animals a new leash on life.
Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in to Straight from the Paws, and I just want to let you know that hopefully we will be back on a regular basis presenting to you some ideas about different things, not just about the shelter, but we'll have, you know, trainers come in, local vets, and have a lot of different exciting news for you about animal life. So keep in tune for us, because we'll be back. All right, I'd like to talk to, let's see, Diane. You want to tell us a little bit about some more of your community outreach programs?
Sure. We have a lot of different organizations that come down to the shelter, and we give numerous field trips. And basically what happens during one of our field trips is that we give a complete tour of the shelter, both inside and out. And while we're giving the tour, we are educating them about all the operational aspects of the shelter. And we're also emphasizing the fact that how important donations are to us, and that we would not exist if it wasn't for the generosity of the community coming to support us. And after they've had a tour of inside and out, we take some time aside and we show them pictures of many of our success stories. And basically, when I'm talking about a success story, we're showing them pictures of animals, especially animals that have come into the shelter as a cruelty case, and we show what they looked like before they entered the shelter and after they've been at the shelter and they've had medical care and they've been given the love and all the attention in which they need, behavior modification, and what they look like after Forever Paws has done what they're the best at doing, is taking care of animals. And once they have come down for a field trip, they have a pretty good understanding of what Forever Paws is all about and how important it is to the community.
Thank you. Beverly, would you like to talk a little bit about Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, Eagle Scout projects?
Well, there are a lot of scouts that do come to the shelter. We've had several Eagle Scouts do projects at the shelter. We have a white fence right at the very beginning of the shelter, and that was done by an Eagle Scout project. We also had an Eagle Scout that came in and did enclosures for cat litter boxes, and that was like one of the best projects we ever had done. And currently, we're going to have an Eagle Scout doing a landscaping project on the grounds. I believe it's going to start in the spring. So scouting is wonderful. I think Diane has actually had Girl Scouts going through the shelter and giving tours to the Girl Scouts too. So we do a lot with the Scouts.
We do a lot, and they earn their badges. Some kids earn badges by making toys for the animals and food for the animals, cookies and stuff. So that's important. They come in, and we like to have the troops come in, right, Diane?
Yes, and besides having a lot of Girl and Boy Scouts that do come in on our tours of the shelter, on our field trips, we also have different schools that come down and participate in this also.
Good. And Beverly, talking about other schools, why don't we put a little plug in for our Diamond Vocational School?
Well, we could definitely do that, Gail. Diamond Vocational High School, right here in Fall River, was instrumental in getting Forever Paws started. They built the shelter from the ground up. The only thing they didn't do was the cement, I understand. That's correct. Right after the cement and the foundation was laid, Diamond came down, and they worked until the very last day of school of June 2004. And after that, we had to hire some contractors to finish up the building. So Diamond has been very involved. Just recently, I believe the maintenance department has gone out to our shelter in the past, and they built outside cat enclosures. We're one of the only shelters in the community that has outside cat enclosures, and it's wonderful for the animals because they're not cooped up in cages all day long. And also, we partnered with Durfee High School. There are several classes in the SPED program that do our bulk mailing for us. They do a work-study program with the bulk mailing. They have job skills with that. And also from that program, they are now volunteering at the shelter as part of their work-study program. So yes, we do work with the area high schools a lot.
That's really one of the things that it delights me the most. I really enjoy working with the special needs students because that was my background, and I love it when they come in and they're so excited. They share with their information with us, and the staff they do so well. They work so well with the staff. It's really again, I keep saying win-win, but that is definitely a win-win situation for all of us. It's a lot of fun. They really enjoy it, especially when as Matt tells us, we do a snail mailing, which is the real through the mail, through the post office, but the students just love helping us out. They just think it's awesome doing what they're doing for us, and I think that's just it tells a lot about us giving back to the community and the community helping us. And Gail, I want to add too that with Durfee High School, when the students are done with their projects, we always offer them a pizza party or a coffee and donut party, and they love it. Yeah, and then we gave them a tour of the shelter also. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's a really great work experience. I can say that, very proud to say, as president of Forever Paws, we have so many great volunteers that I just, it's it's like a family situation. We all work together, and it's just really awesome how well we communicate and help each other. Bev and I will talk in the future about fundraising, and we have, I think now we just decided we have 21 volunteers on our committee, and that, you know, that includes people you see here, but, you know, people are on different committees, but that's okay because we really enjoy ourselves. Diane, one more thing about outreach coordinator. I know that you go to nursing homes also?
Yes, we have gone numerous times to local nursing homes, and we have provided pet therapy. And what we do is we bring our cats and we go to the nursing homes, and we visit with the residents in the activity center, in the day rooms, in the individual rooms. We put the cats on their laps, they pet the cats, they hug them, they kiss them, and they have an extremely calming effect on the animals because the love that they're transmitting to that animal is very genuine. And when they see us with the animals, they'll have a little sparkle in their eye and they'll start to smile, and then they'll go back into their past and they'll tell us about the animals that they used to have in their life. And it is truly a rewarding experience. And so often they'll say, "You just made my day." And one situation that I'd like to share with you, I was at a particular nursing home, and we had a cat and we were interacting with one particular resident. And this particular person who was interacting with our cat really was a cat lover. And the social worker came in and was just staring at her. And she says to me, "This is so much better than any pill that we could possibly give to this person." And then one other little story that I'd like to share is that there is a husband and wife who live at a particular nursing home that we have been to. And they're also animal lovers, and they'll always say to us, "Remember, you can always come back and you can leave these animals here and we'll babysit for you."
That's nice. That is really nice. Yeah, it is. It's rewarding for you as well, and for your volunteers that go in. And that, I'm really glad that we were able to get this program up and running. That was something that we wanted to do for a couple of years, and thanks to Diane and her merry little group of volunteers, we've got that up and running. And I just think that is really, truly awesome. Let's get back to Matt a bit. Let's talk a little bit about what you're helping us with social media, Twitter. I mean, because Matt came along, I didn't even have an iPhone, but now I do because I had to, because Matt told me I had to get an iPhone. So we're up there, and Bev and I both have iPhones, and Diane, we all have iPhones because we have to communicate with Matt through that, and Twitter and texting and all the things we said we would never do, but thanks to Matt. Tell us about what you're doing with all that for us, Matt.
Absolutely, and you can find us on all of the social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and we are constantly posting up-to-the-minute updates from events and fundraiser and new adoptions and animals that just come into our shelter. And one of the greatest stories that we post are our success stories, as much like Diane talked about going into nursing homes and about animals that have recently been adopted into their new homes. And a lot of times those pet owners will come back and write stories for our newsletter, which is called Straight from the Paws, and you can sign up at our website right on the homepage. It's at the bottom of the page. And basically what it is not only is it jam-packed with information on, you know, pet care and pet tips that are provided not only by our board of directors but by the vet staff that also sit on our board, but also they have these different stories that talk about the miracles of the animals that have been adopted and now are in their forever loving homes. And one of them was, as you just saw in the video that was played, is Frosty the dog, the three-legged dog.
Yes.
That is now in his forever home.
Yes.
And do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Frosty,
about that story in particular?
Frosty came to us with a broken front leg, and the leg had to be amputated. And it was hard to get Frosty adopted because, first of all, his breed was one of the bully breeds, and he was at the shelter for a long time. But through our networking and through Victoria Stilwell, Frosty was up on stage in front of a huge audience at the Zeiterion Theater, and he was a love. And Victoria Stilwell showed his good side, and it wasn't too long after that show when Frosty got adopted. And now we get beautiful pictures of Frosty from his owners. One of them that strikes me is the best picture ever is Frosty jumping in the air, grabbing a branch from a tree and hanging with his 3 legs down, and he's holding on to the branch from the tree. It's just awesome to see him. He's very happy. He goes to the beach, and that's our success stories. Frosty is one of the greatest success stories that we've had.
And it is amazing to see, you know, and to hear back from the community, from all the letters that we get of people who hear these stories and receive these newsletters and see the postings on Facebook or even in the Herald News that a couple of our stories have aired in. And it's amazing to see the transformation. And really it is a second chance on life that these animals are receiving just by somebody welcoming them into their new home.
That's very true. We are very fortunate with all of our success stories. I mean, I think, you know, again, you know, people say, well, how can you have, you know, you say you're in no-kill shelter, and we are a no-kill shelter in the sense that, you know, we take an animal in. Sometimes we've had to have an animal there for 6 months or a year. All our animals now, the dogs, haven't been there more than 3 months, I think. I think it's 3 months. Is that correct?
Right now, currently, however, since my involvement, I've been involved for close to 7 years now, and the longest that I have seen a dog live there has been like 2 years.
Right.
And the longest I personally have seen a cat live there has been 3 years. But now the time, and I'm sure it has a lot to do with the social media and the way that we can promote these animals, going out through our outreach program and everything, now I believe that the animals are definitely moving faster. They're getting adopted faster into their forever homes.
Yes, we really think that we're very fortunate. When Matthew comes from the Boston area, and when he got involved with us, I was a little skeptical. I will admit that, and to Joe Public here, I will say that Matt was saying, oh, I can help you do this, and I'm like, oh yeah, here we go. But boy, has he really helped us get out there in the media. I know personally, as well as with the shelter, he's done an awesome, awesome job. Matt, I can't thank you enough. I know the animals that you've helped us save and worked on is just, it's really wonderful.
And also, I would just like to say that Matt has brought lots of energy to our board of directors, and so he's really getting the ball rolling and motivating us, and he's been a wonderful asset to all of us.
He really has. And, you know, I'd like to thank the 3 of you for coming in today. I know that we're going to continue to try to do Straight from the Paws. We've talked about it for a while. Matt even enticed us with starting the newsletter, as he said, Straight from the Paws. And we kept on talking about it and saying, we can't do this, we can't do this. But we thank the public, you know, thank everyone around the area for listening to us today. And, you know, anyone have any final couple of words they want to say? I
would just like to say, if anybody's very interested in participating in any of our fundraising committees or any involvement in the shelter, go to foreverpaws.com, look it up on our website, or call us at 508-677-9154.
Thank you. Thank you all for today. Thank you for coming, and we'll be back again. And thanks everyone Straight from the Paws.
Thank you.
A full life, measured in seats, starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
Brush, brushy, brush, brushy, brush, brush your teeth. Every day and every night. Now it's your parents' turn. Here's what you gotta do. Let them have your toothbrush so that they can brushy brush your teeth. Good job, you're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Help your teeth stay healthy. Brushy brush with a grown-up every day.
also spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.